Hello, I'm Stefan Hammelbacher, Managing Director of Galilei Software. Today I would like to discuss how you can improve communication in animal rooms and how you can forward this information outside. I want to give you some alternative suggestions how you can signal events on cages and pass this information to the researchers and scientists based on the data of your animal management system. We know how important it is to immediately recognize the cages which need your attention. And we also know how important it is that you inform researchers and veterinarians quickly, precisely, and trackable. State of the art today is to use colored cage cards, office clips, colored foils, and to communicate via email or telephone. We suggest colored buttons with a microsuction foil on the backside, which stick on every flat surface without adhesive. The front side of those buttons, they have a haptic feeling, and they are available in many colors, even with icons. Here you see it with an icon. They are reusable, cleanable, and can be equipped with an NFC chip, which allows you to redirect the information to another communication channel. Let's have a look. This SmartOn here, the one with the logo, has an NFC chip, and this NFC chip, the content of that NFC chip, redirects to the SmartOn webpage. But it could also redirect to an SOP or a training record. Look how it works. I just hold this here, and the page immediately opens, and you see it. So the buttons are provided in a box on foil, and always 16 on a foil. Just let's take that away. And the different colors mean different states of the cage. So blue could be cage overcrowded, black, dead animal found, red, sick animal found, and green may be litter found. And in our daily cage check, we found in this cage, which contains 2 animals, we found that one animal seems to be sick, so we mark this cage with a red button to get it later checked. But this is not enough. The veterinarian and the researcher has to be informed that in one of their cages there is a sick animal. And in order to do this, I get my smart device and I log in to this app and I scan that cage with the barcode. Here it is. Now what I will get is, I'm getting this cage, and after a while the app will show me the cage talker, which is corresponding, and I have a selection of alerts which I can set, and I choose the one with the red button. I could enter a comment to explain a bit more in detail, but I will only update. And after a while, you see now it's updating, and after a while you see the message here, found. We also see that the messages have been sent with our normal email, and it takes a while, and then the cage talker itself will show a watermark which also describes that there is a sick animal in this cage. You see, found contains a sick animal. Based on the notifications received, the veterinarian, for instance, can plan his routes through the rooms. When he enters a room, he needs a quick overview over the cages where, for instance, sick animals are. Therefore, he takes his smart device and he scans the room talker. Scan, which is here. He enters the room, you see that? And now he gets an overview over all alerts in this room, and he immediately sees that there is one cage with a sick animal. He just presses that one, and he will see that this cage where the sick animal is will start to flash. It flashes. And now this cage is taken and brought to the changing station. And what we want to do now is we want to single seat the animal. You remember we put that cage from the rack to the workstation in order to single seat the sick animal. In order to do this, we open the cage here. We just shift it over the reader point and it opens. The same we do with the second cage, which will get the sick animal. We remove the water bottles, open the cage, and now what we do now is we identify a sick animal, and we have a reader integrated, a rapid ID reader integrated in our, herefore I have to move over to the other cage and I identify the sick animal. You see it's marked, I put it into that cage. Now I close that cage, also close this cage, and move over to the cage where the animal was put in and say move. Now we will see that the animal was moved. We create the cages and we can wait now for the tags to be changed. So we put back the water bottles and see how the tags will change. And you see the first cage changed and the second cage changed, and we can now with one command on the ISO keypad we can close the cages, and this was the procedure. To finalize this demo, I want to show you a rack in production. You can see that it looks extremely neat and clean. The customers put little notes to the long lids and use the buttons extensively. What I forgot to tell you in one of my previous explanations is that each label, each Cord Cage Talker label, has not only one page but 3 pages. And with such a little infrared device, you can switch those pages. And now you see I'm switching that page. After a definable time, it switches back to the first page. What is the resume of this presentation? The electronic cage card Cage Talkers is the heart of an IoT concept which makes your facility lean, flexible, and data-wise much more secure. However, there are more mechanisms which you don't see, like, for instance, event-driven alerts based on events like mating or birth of a litter, which result in the alert check litter, check weaning, compared to the manual set alerts like sick animal found in a cage. Cage Talkers is the opportunity to rethink your work for the welfare of the animals and for the benefit of the people who work with those animals. Thank you for listening.